Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Two Girls, One Pod. I am Angie, and I am recording on Turrbal Land.
I'm Yvie. I'm on Rundry Country, otherwise known as Nam, or Melbourne, depending on, your level of consciousness. Thank you for listening. This is us. We're going to get into it. How's your week been, Yvie? Oh, thanks for asking, Yvie. It's been... I'm in a silly mood today, aren't I?
Yeah,
I'm in a silly mood.
This is all happening. I'm like, what's going on in your mind, you?
Can you see me on the video?
Only half of your face, so I can't. I can only see like this part of your glasses. I can if I sit up, but I can see you. It's just that the screens are kind of in the way, and it's a little bit hard to sit up like this.
How are you? You're looking very glamorous today. I don't know if that was the intention, if you had something special on today that you needed to look that really hot for, but your hair is really sexy and your jacket is sexy. Doesn't look like you've got anything on underneath the jacket from where I'm sitting, and maybe you don't.
Maybe
maybe you don't. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, this might be what I do when I come into studio here. This might be my new thing that I do. It might be my new Magic May. Who knows? The options are well and truly endless. No, there's nothing exciting going on in this very moment, but I just got a new blazer and I wanted to wear it, and I literally washed my hair and it was so curly, so I put it up in a bun, and then this is just what's happened. I actually haven't done anything to my hair.
It looks lovely.
Would you look at that?
You woke up like that.
I did. I woke up like that, but also put on makeup. But straight after this, I have to fang back up the mountain after my acupuncture appointment with Dr. Andrew, and I'm going to a poetry evening by the fire on the mountain. So I guess I have something to go to, but not to dress up for. Like, you could wear your jammies to that.
Oh, my God. Are you going to perform? There was a young girl from Nantucket who used to like to go and kick buckets.
That's what I'm going to do.
She went up the mountain to live in the yurt.
And then she fell down and she landed on dirt. I'm Angie. The end. No, I'm just going to sit back, relax, and enjoy the poetry, because I don't know how to do poetry. I like to listen to poetry, but I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
So that's me. How are you, girlfriend?
Yeah, good. I'm not doing poetry, but I'm good. I'm really good, Mother's Day on the weekend, I don't have a mother, so...
Well, you do.
It's always not sad.
Earthbound.
I do have a mother.
I do.
I have a great mom. But, yeah, it's funny because, you don't get to really forget about Mother's Day just because you're not having a Mother's Day.
Yeah.
And because even if you completely forget and you don't look at anything, all of a sudden you'll get a notification on your watch that'll say from Uber Eats, "Oh, have you forgotten to get your mum a gift for today?" You can't escape capitalism, can you?
You really can't escape it.
I had a really old friend, not that she's old, we've been friends for a long time, come and stay with me on the weekend, and that was just lovely. When you catch up with people that you've known for a long time, and we always laugh about how another friend of mine, Annie Potatoes, we've been having this particular discussion lately as well. We were walking back from, early bird dinner the other night, and... we're walking down the street and I've worn heels, like boots, but it was a bad decision with my hips and my knees, and I'm just whinging all the way home. And then she goes, my hip, she starts doing my hip is really sore. And I said, you've probably got bursitis. And she just stopped and crossed her legs and she was bent over and laughing her head off. I went, what's wrong with you? And she goes, I just got a glimpse of us. She said the documentary of our life, goes back 20 years ago of us and the conversations we were having 20 years ago to now, and me going, oh, I've got a really bad hip, and you going just so assuredly, that's probably bursitis. Like, who have we become? Oh,
you're those people you used to see on the shows.
Exactly. And my friend that was here on the weekend we were making the same conversations. We're talking about our aging parents. We're talking about our menopause. We're talking about all of these things that we're like, when did this happen? And you get to that point in your friendship with these people that you finally go in a conversation, oh, shit, we're there.
Yeah.
We're there.
No one's exempt from it though, are they? People
See.
probably look and go, oh, that's so annoying. You're whinging. It's like, well, you're going to be there too eventually, so just wait and see.
I never have had so much empathy for back in the day when I used to just think every old person was just a whinger. I've never had more empathy in my life. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a lot of old people.
You know what? Angela Benese?
They can whinge more than others though, because my nan never whinged, the one that's passed, and my other nan is the biggest whinger. So I think it depends on what kind of a human you are too. Some people do just whinge more than others.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but we all whinge.
I know young people who whinge.
Oh, we love a whinge.
And it's like, what are you... And like I was just going to say, the youth really is wasted on the young. It really is wasted. That you do not know how lucky you are until it's gone.
You don't know what you got until
what I
it's
would
gone.
do.
That yellow, who used to sing that song? The Yellow Taxi song? Yeah. You don't know what it's got till it's gone. You pay paradise and put up a parking lot. Oh, speaking of singers. Yes, that was really good.
Yeah?
How
good
is the news that has been received this week? I'll do the honors because I live, breathe, roll around in it. I just eat this shit up for breakfast, lunch and dinner. It's the one and the only G-Flip. They surprised fans last week when they released the video clip that I have actually been counting down for their new song, Be Your Man. G has been dropping little things like it's hot for a good 3 weeks now, and we got the song, we got the film clip, and it was everything we wanted and some. But it wasn't just the song and the film clip that dropped. Chrishell, G-Flip's partner of a year, did a little video tribute being like, yeah, you know, love doesn't always go as planned, and it turned out even better, and at the end you see that G-Flip and Chrishell got married. Yes! And you know what?
Oh,
I do not fangirl over couples. Like, I love individual people. I'm not a big like, oh my God, Brad Pitt and Angelina or Jennifer Lopez and whatever his name is. Like, I don't care for couples much. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm not a real couple gal. But G-Flip and Chrishell live rent-free in my head. I just absolutely adore them. And if you don't know who Chrishell is, she is on one of the biggest reality TV shows probably in the world, Selling Sunset. But yeah, she's the bee's knees. She's delicious. They're both delicious. The couple first met in Halloween in 2021, and G went on to say they were both with their ex-partners at the time. Chrishell was famously linked to Jason Oppenheim, who owns the brokerage that Selling Sunset is about. And then they broke up, and then they met at a Halloween event, and then they just started talking. And I've listened to a bunch of podcasts or just interviews and snippets where it's like, Chrishell, you know, she always just thought she was straight. Or I think she may have dabbled like we all have. And then, you know, G kind of, you know, went in for a kiss one time, and Chrishell was all like, I'm not gay. And then they kissed, and it was just like, you know what, you don't have to be gay to love a good kiss. But there was just like fireworks, and then they just knew, oh, they're just divine. I just love them.
That's very sweet.
It's so sweet.
I know who G-Flip is.
Yes.
That's all I know from this whole thing.
Oh, okay.
I'm not, I don't follow any of this, so it's very interesting. I've obviously seen photos and videos I haven't seen the video clip that you're talking about or anything, but I've always thought G-Flip was a sexy, sexy person.
Yes, super sexy.
Because they're a drummer, aren't they?
Yeah, G's a drummer, and then kind of broke out, was always just drummer in bands, and then they broke out. Originally identified as a lesbian and recently came out as non-binary. So hence the reason why we're saying they, just in case people aren't up to date with that. And then they locked themselves into a room for a year and just wrote music and created their first album in like a lockdown situation. And they're a singer, guitarist, drum player. They do it all. And now they're just like this solo artist that's a current. They also announced that they're touring America, which is huge. And there's been a lot of people that are quite skeptical about it, saying, ooh, divine timing. Season 6 of Selling Sunset's coming out this week, actually. And G's announced their US tour, and G's, announced their new song. It's like, okay, hang on a second. Why do the two have to be mutually exclusive? Why can't you declare your love and the fact that you are married and you want to announce it when you want to announce it, and also profit from your art? Chrishell is an amazing broker and actress. G's an amazing singer and artist. Why can't you be like, hey, we got married and we wanted to announce it when we wanted to announce it. I'd profit off it too. Until you've walked in someone else's shoes and you're on that level, don't pretend you would not profit off also announcing when you got married. You can announce when you got married whenever the hell you damn well want. People are very funny about that. Like, ooh, just kicking off.
Like, you'd think if you've got one person in the partnership is about to go into a season of a new season of a TV show that they've been on, and the other partner of that relationship is a recording artist or performing artist, and they're both, of course, you would announce these things together.
Why
course. Wouldn't you?
It's not
Why
a publicity
There's
stunt.
nothing wrong with that.
But even if it is a publicity stunt, it doesn't take away from the fact that they are so in love. And there were other comments that people were saying that because she's been quite unlucky in love and she broke up with Jason because she wanted to have babies. And Jason's a bit of like a fuckboy and loves to date really hot girls, even though he's 5 foot nothing. That cash money talks. And she broke up with him because he wasn't sure when he wanted babies. And then she's ended up with a 27-year-old non-binary. People are like, Chrishell's lost it. How much have men fucked with her to have to be with someone like G? And I'm like, G is one of the most divine humans ever. And let's not give men all this credit. And a big thing that I can relate to this too is I didn't stop dating men because men are so shit. I started to date women and non-binary and whoever because they're so much better. And because that's what I like.
Yeah.
There's no
men are shit, but
they can be.
They are just a lot better.
Yeah. And I read a lot when I came out as pansexual. A lot of people did say, oh, it's just because she can't find a man. She couldn't find one on The Bachelorette. So, so she has to go. And she just wants attention now because that's all over. So she needs a new way to get attention. Yeah. I don't need attention. I live in a yurt on a mountain where I legitimately know nobody other than my new little witch friends that I love who don't know what I do for work, by the way, and they don't ask, which I love. And if they do ask, I say I just work in production.
Yeah, what do you say?
I say I work in production. I just work in TV.
I say media when I know someone doesn't know who I am.
Yeah. So.
Oh, I wouldn't say entertainment because then they want to know.
Oh, I don't care if they want to know. It's not my whole personality isn't my job. Well, my job is my personality, but that isn't about me. I'm so much more than that. So I just say whatever I want. And if they ask questions, I tell them the truth. I don't make things up. But it's funny that people say you want to date women or non-binary because you want attention. To actually physically date a person and to actually have sex and be intimate with them, if you're the sort of person that's faking that shit for attention, you need a lot of help because to be that intimate for such a long time, you can't fake that. And I'm not an actor. Well, I am, and I'm not good enough to fake that shit for that long and want to have sex with that person for so long because I want attention. And also no one ever really knows who I'm dating. I never talk about it. So attention to me is just such a cop out.
Right. Yeah, and you know what? People that say stuff like that, they just don't get a lot of things.
They
just don't get things. And
don't.
They can't understand it. They can't wrap tiny minds around any other concepts that aren't their own. So I just walk away. Walk away, Renee, for those kind of things and just say, you don't get it. Sorry.
Yes, that's about it.
And you probably never will. Maybe you will.
You don't. That's the thing, though. If you don't get Chrishell
to get it.
and G Flip, you don't have to get it, but you also don't need to write horrible things and say, what's wrong with Chrishell? She's lost it. You know, she's mental. She's going through a midlife crisis. No, she's actually in love with somebody that gets her body, that gets her mind, that gets her spirit, that appreciates her, that holds her little beautiful angel heart, and vice versa. And I think they both deserve that love. And I don't understand why people don't get it, because for me, Chrishell is on. I've got a list. Not Chrishell. Everybody knows Chrishell's so hot. Like, oh my God. But I've got a list on my notes of my celebrity crushes, and G Flip is right up the top. I'm just saying. I've always thought G was sexy, but in a way where I just admire them and I love these two together, and I just watch them, and I'm a true sicko. I always write to G and I'm like, oh my God, love you guys, or oh my God, love this, and G's just so beautiful. They always write back, yeah, Ange, go Ange. They're probably like, this girl's a goddamn sicko. But I just am so happy for them.
Not at all.
I just love them, and I love love. Not straight love, that can get f***ed. Just kidding. I'm only joking. I just love that there's just such a big platform for queer love now, and it just excites me. Like, we've seen straight love, and it's fine. It's beautiful. All the movies we grew up with, beautiful, happy ending, Prince Charming, suck me off at the next station. But to see now queer love and have a platform for that is just gets me fucking juices flowing, baby. And that's my excitement news for the week.
See, I like it. I think, most people that don't get it, they just don't get that how fluid we really are.
Yes,
and,
love
we
is
see so much
fluid.
more of this kind of love and this kind of relationships and, these partnerships or situationships or whatever we want to call them. And we have so many more of them coming out now because there's so much more acceptance for them. They've always been there. They've always been there.
Y'all just didn't.
But they've either been crushed or killed or, not been allowed or been illegal. It's been quite dangerous to have these relationships in the past. So it's not that they're new and it's not that they're being made up. The people are just coming out as who they are.
They're not afraid.
And if you can't get that, I'm sorry for you. I'm really sorry for you, because there may be something that you need to express that you don't think you're allowed to or you can, or that there's someone that isn't there for you that's going to support you in that kind of thing, or a family. And I'm sorry if that's you, because that's something that maybe you need to dig down really deep and ask yourself, why am I so mean to these people? Like, what have they ever done wrong to me? Or are they living a life that I myself want to live? Yeah. So haters are going to hate.
Hate.
And lovers are going to love.
Once sang.
I know where I'd like to hang out.
Me too. Love feels so much better. And you know what, Chrishell and G Flip?
So lovely.
If you ever want to explore and, add somebody else into the relationship just for like a day or a night, even just, just
I'm
to
not
talk
available.
to.
I'm not.
so
not that
available.
interested. Oh, you, right. Yes. Yes, get
No,
Angie.
I just love them. God love them. Godspeed. I hope they have babies and the babies are just divine. And I can't wait for season 6 of, this is just, Selling Signs. There's another show to pop on me list. Me list of reality TV right now is long, it's hard, it's fast, and I love it. And it's right on top of my list. So thank you, Chrishell. And G Flip will be starring on it.
We put a question out yesterday to our lovely listeners that said, have you ever smoke bombed a party, left without saying goodbye, phantomed, all of the things that you call it? We've always called it phantomed where I've come from. Where you come from, Angela Benise, you're a smoke bomber.
Smoke bomber.
Am I correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we thought of this because I'm quite a good phantom.
You're an avid phantom.
The type of person who'll be at a party and I'll just creep out. I'll actually do a bit of a, survey the room.
Have a little.
I'll just go into the kitchen and pick up a bottle and a cup, and then I'll put it down, and then I'll just look around, and then and then I'm out.
There's like a full
I'm done.
routine.
I'm
to
gone.
it.
And if you call me later, I'll be probably in a line at Macca's.
Oh, 100%.
And my friends will be like,
100%.
where are you? And I'm like,
Cheeky
I'm
chicken
getting
and
a Big
cheese.
Mac. cheeky cheese, and I'm out of there, baby. Yeah, there's nothing better. Or
Yeah.
getting a kebab on the way home, or a
it's a
halal
must.
snack pack, something nice. I am known for it, and I'm a big advocate for it. It's funny though, you can't do it at a dinner party,
Oh, no.
or if you're just on a date with your mate.
Oh no, that's so mean. And not only can you not
very
physically
mean.
do it, it's so fucking mean. It's awful.
It's called ghosting.
It's called
That one.
Just say
Bit
you feel
different,
sick
isn't
and
it?
go home.
Especially if your friend drove and you came in as the
That's
passenger.
nasty. I reckon that's enough to not talk. With you and me, though,
absolutely.
if we go out for something, you very easily can say to me, and you've actually done it. Actually, I've got a perfect example. It just popped into my little noggin now. When we went, it was when I was having the trial because originally I was going to move to Melbourne, but then I got Space Invaders, so I had to relocate to Sydney. And we went to the theatre. And we watched the
Don't
first
say
part.
where.
I'm not going to say it. I don't remember, but I would never say it. And you walked out and I was like, I'm just going to go to the toilet. And you let me go to the toilet and I came back out and you go, yeah, I want to go. And I was like, oh, yeah, I don't really care for it much either. And off we popped. We got in a taxi. Whereas I could see other people just be like, why would you let me get all dressed up, watch half of a show, and then leave? But it's also like, well, you go back in and watch it. You weren't feeling good. I remember that.
Yeah.
But you often do that. Or as soon as
Yeah.
we eat, you don't want to hang around. You go, no, I want to go now. And I'm like, oh, yeah, all right, we're off. So you've got the bill? Yeah, we're out of here.
I've got so many friends who are just like, you're so hard to go out with because you just, when you eat,
You're ready to roll.
you just want to leave straight
Ready
away
to
because I
roll.
need to have a sleep.
Yes.
And when I'm out now, I just want to leave social situations. But, that night that you're talking about, I could see you really didn't want to go. And I was just absolutely adamant that I had to go. Like, I had to go. And I said, you stay if you want to stay. And you're like, well, I don't want to stay on my own. And I was like, oh, my God. I was really glad that you were okay about it because
wasn't that
I was
good.
bordering on panic attack.
Yes,
Like,
that's
I was
right. You were having a
bordering.
panic attack. As soon as you said to me, because you wouldn't say it at first, and I was like, oh, you don't like it?
Yeah, I
Is
was
everything
so
okay?
mortified.
And you were like, oh, I'm having a panic attack. And then I was like, oh, let's go. Because I know that feeling and it's
Yep.
so scary. So I was like, nah, let's just both go. I'm not that bothered. And I would stay. I'm the sort of person, I do everything on my own. I don't get that
Yeah.
feeling of I would, unless you were at a party and I didn't know anyone and I wasn't drinking, then I'd definitely not stay. I'd be like, I am out of here. I'm not staying around with people I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't like that feeling. But a
No,
show,
but that,
watch on your own.
Well, and I was so incredibly painfully physically
Yes.
uncomfortable. And I think that's when
Yeah.
it turned for me. Like it started to become a mental thing.
Yeah, I remember
I
now.
wasn't having one. I said I was having one, and I knew that would get you to understand what I was going through, but I was borderline. I was right on the precipice of one about to start. I was already starting to sweat. And I remember I just could not. It was just, you were, but we had just been out of the lockdowns, and I still hadn't figured out how to do the social thing. I was still just trying to get
that's
back
right.
into it.
Yeah.
And I was half doing all of these social activities, half of everything.
Yeah.
And you know what the other funny thing is? I had lunch last week with a friend and we ate. There was two of them. He brought another friend along and he said to me after lunch, look at you. You've got all this energy. Like normally you've fallen asleep after lunch and you're ready to go home. Do you know what? I'm going to tell you why that these things happen, because I don't know if I've ever told you why I need to leave after I eat. Have I?
Well, it used to be because you'd throw up all the time, but it's changed.
Yeah, that I used to have a lap band.
Yeah.
And I used to have to go and purge a lot of the food that I'd eaten. But then I got that removed and I had a gastric sleeve put in. And the gastric sleeve, when it takes out 80% of your stomach, my God, just unbelievable that we do these things to ourselves. One of my biggest regrets. But it takes out there are two receptors in your stomach for ghrelin, and ghrelin is what makes you feel hungry. or the leptin. It's one or the other, okay? And it removes one. So you've only got another one left, which is at the bottom, and that is more like I'm going to misquote all of this, but you know how you have a second brain in your gut?
Yes.
You know how they talk about that?
Yeah. Trust your
That's
gut.
part of that one.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like you're supposed to, the microbiomes and all of that kind of thing, like keep your gut bacteria really good because that's your second brain. Well, that receptor is down near there somewhere. So when you're missing the top one, all of this tryptophan, which is a type of hormone, gets released in you, and tryptophan is what puts you to sleep. And I don't know why, but a lot of people who've had gastric sleeves have this particular phenomenon happening where their tryptophan is released. Tryptophan can be found in high amounts in protein like turkey, and that's why they have this would have been good actually for you for a useless facts segment, but they have turkey on Thanksgiving Day in America.
Yeah.
Do you know that they chose the turkey to do that during lunch because it was when all the soldiers were fighting in the Civil War in America, it would get them to sleep after lunch. It would have them not go back out onto the battlefield. So they would be forced to sleep. So they chose this particular bird, which released a lot of tryptophan in the person after eating it. So anyway, that's why every time, it doesn't happen so much anymore. Still does a little bit, but after I'd eat, all of this release, it would be like a surge of melatonin would go through you've just taken a downer and all of a sudden you'd be like,
yeah, your body's working overtime to break
talking
down the
in
food.
slow motion. Yeah.
So
yeah, that's why I would want to go. But I'm starting to get better at it. Anyway, we did put a call out to our listeners.
We did. We put it out to our listeners about the old smoke bombing. We asked people if they do it and how they do it. And we got a few most of them was like, yes. And I was like, no, don't just say yes. I want to know what you do.
Yeah. Do you do it? How do you do it?
It was
Why do you do it?
so funny.
One thing we got a lot of, we got the same response from a lot of people. Tell me what it was.
It was called, and I'd never heard of it before, an Irish goodbye. And you want to know what an Irish goodbye is? There's actually two. So one is, it's considered Irish because the Irish people believe that it's done so that their keys aren't taken away for being too intoxicated when trying to leave a party. But in the present time, it's really just used for the person who leaves a party without saying goodbye. But then a follower of mine said, we sneak off quietly when we're too drunk or have had enough, but don't want to admit we're defeatedly drunk because we all know the Irish and they can outdrink anyone. So it's almost like this, like,
Anyone, yeah, okay.
I can't, be shown that I'm so wasted. I have to leave. So I'm just I'm gonna have a cheeky little Irish goodbye and just bounce. I love that. You could call it the Aussie goodbye because Aussies bloody drink everybody under the table also.
And you're mortified if you're so drunk you have to leave. I have to admit that that's some of the reasons why I've had to leave parties.
Oh my God.
I can't admit how drunk I am.
Me too. Or I know my part where I'm a happy tipsy Angie. She's fun. I don't get angry anymore, but I can get so drunk that I will just party. And the next day I'm like dead woman walking. So I know that point where it's like, oh, yep, she's tipsy drunk now. And I'll leave. I'll get my shoes because usually the shoes are off. I'll find where I left my handbag about 2 hours ago and I'll scurry off. And then I'll check my phone the next morning and they'll, where did you go? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I had 3 cocktails back to back and a shot somewhere that somebody gave me who I don't know. So it was time for this gal to Irish goodbye on out of here.
Yeah, I think it could be called an Aussie goodbye as well because, we love to smash our drinks in this country.
Oh, do we ever?
And
we got to start practicing
how drunk
conscious drinking if we still want to drink, people. You can get tipsy on special occasions because you're celebrating, but just a lovely glass of red wine with dinner or 2. Or if you do have a lunch, just like a cheeky little cocktail and then you can stop. You do know you can stop. And I'm not judging.
Yeah,
I'm guilty of it.
Yeah, me too. We've got to start thinking about it like Europe. When you go through Europe,
Yes.
there's wine on every table
And you just have,
especially
like,
in Italy and
one.
France, and kids can have a
Yeah.
drink.
We do. We never.
They don't binge over there.
It's such a sad one, isn't it? Wish we could relearn it at school
it
or
is.
something.
Me too. There'd be a lot less fingering have done to me.
Ew. Oh my God, yuck. Remember when boys would finger you and they wouldn't know how to do it?
Yes. Anyway,
So
we had a few people say, Sally said, if someone's making a scene, it's a great opportunity to slip away. That's true, Sally. If someone is making a scene and everyone's
kicking off.
focused on that person, just look at that person and then just go away. Bruce said, I just disappear into the ether. I don't want a big song and dance when I'm saying goodbye.
No.
That's another big one. Goodbyes are long.
They're so long.
And you've also got those friends who then try to talk you into staying.
Yes, yeah, that's a big one.
They're the worst.
Yeah.
They are the worst.
And you get talking about, I'll see you next week for that thing. Yes, yep.
Yeah.
And Carol's coming.
Yes.
Yep. Oh, no, and don't bring, Bob's not, and then you're just there for another 2 hours. And it's just like, and then you'll go around again and say goodbye again because you've just been there for 2 hours. And they're like, I thought you were going. Oh, I did, but then I ran into Theo. Oh, God, it's so annoying. Samantha said, I usually just pretend I'm taking a phone call and walk out and never return. Samantha, the old phone call trick. I like it. That is something that I would do. But Tia said, no way. The people pleaser in me could never. I actually can feel this too, but sometimes
depends on the person.
You've just got to go, Tia. Tia, you've just got to
just
say
got to go,
it's
Tia.
time to go,
Tia. Just try it sometime. Yeah, just Tia out of there.
Tia
Get
out of
the
there,
Tia
We're
out.
We're not doctors.
And call yourself a Tia bomb.
You can.
No, don't call yourself a bomb.
No, don't ever do that at a social, an event, especially at an airport, for goodness sake.
I love that Belinda said, depends on whose party it is.
Oh, Belinda. She
So
picks and
true,
chooses.
Belinda.
She's like, I'm not staying if it's shit.
It is true, though. Yeah, and if you don't know the person very well, just get out of there. They probably don't want you to say goodbye to them.
If it's a bloody dead vibe, Belinda, get out of there. Oh, and everybody's got their alcohol and ciggy breath. Belinda, get out of there. You don't want that. I'd smoke bomb if I knew what it meant. Is it like farting and leaving a room? Oh, bless. Christopher, no, darling.
I thought that was crop dusting, he says. It is crop dusting. I would think a bit of a smoke bomb would be a fart and leave the room. But no, that is a crop dusting. Or is that a drive-by? Oh, no, a drive-by is, walking past someone and just farting and then just keep walking. I love those kind of things.
Bless.
I love a fart. I love a fart.
A cupcake.
Fruited.
All right. Well, are we doing useless facts today?
Do you want to?
Well, do we have time? Because I would like to.
I'll give you a quick one.
Do it, girlfriend.
The Dutch were the only nation who would drop food at English ports during the time of the Black Plague.
The Dutch? What? Just let me...
To this day...
Wait, let me process that.
Okay.
The Dutch
Yep.
were the only... Say that again?
The Dutch, so that's the Netherlands or Holland, were the only nation who would drop food at the English ports during the time of the Black Plague in England.
Yep.
They were the only ones that would do it because Black Plague was so incredibly contagious and deathly.
Yeah.
To this day, the Dutch have free mooring rights in Great Britain. Isn't that amazing? To this day. But what do you think comes from that bravery that they have?
Dutch courage.
Yes.
That's so cool.
And we always think it's something to do with alcohol.
I did.
You get a bit of Dutch courage when you have a drink.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where that one comes from.
Oh, I love that. Good on the Dutch.
I love your reactions to this. You're so clever because you always get it right.
My little brain, you can see it ticking and then it gets it and I get so excited. It's like Christmas.
I can smell it.
I can smell it.
Ooh,
I love them.
good.
You know
It's
why?
so
Because
good. It makes my lips go thin.
Cuts bum. I use all the sayings because you know me, I love a saying, but I never know what they mean. Like I know what they mean, but I never know what they originate from. So, yeah, that's where you come in, you little.
Now that particular one came from one of our listeners, and stupid me didn't write it down. So I'd like to say a big thank you to the person that DM'd me that one. If you could make yourself known when you hear this episode, just send me another little DM and say, Yvie, you dumb, that was me.
Yeah, you can.
And
What
I'll
is
go,
it?
Oh, soz about it. Give you a shout out next week.
Yeah. What do they say? That something's a form of flattery? No, that's only when you copy someone. That wasn't that. That makes no
Imitation
sense.
is yeah.
Yeah, but you weren't
I don't know.
imitating
What do you
her.
want to know where that comes from?
Yeah. No. I was just saying you using her thing, but it's not the same thing. But I do want to know that. So put that on the
plagiarism.
freaking list.
Okay. Well, I think imitation is the greatest form of flattery. It kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah. But, like, where did it start from? Was it a model? We copied another model, you know? Like, where did it all begin? Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true.
I really enjoyed this episode. Not saying I don't enjoy other episodes, but I just really felt like my juices were flowing in this episode.
What are you saying? Which episodes don't you enjoy?
The ones
You trying to tell me something? Where I speak the most?
Yeah, the ones where you get the mic more. No, it was a nice even playing field. It just really got me juices.
It was lovely.
Flowing, and I really enjoyed it. You know what? I enjoy them all, but this one, maybe because we spoke about G-Flip, let's not beat around the bush. Let's not try to pretend why.
Yeah.
That's why.
I found it all very fascinating and interesting.
Well, it's nice to teach you something because you're usually teaching me. So there you go. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. But thank you for listening, everybody. We do love you.
I'll find out where that comes from.
Oh, that's a goodie. Oh, my God. Yeah, so... Oh, my God, every week we should have a segment of your useless facts and my queer facts because that's the only thing I can teach you.
Yeah, that's good.
I could probably teach you about yurts. Even then, you'd probably know more than me, so... Anyway, we'll save that for another day. We love you all very, very much. What did you say you do? Yeah, duh. As if I'm going to argue that. There's one thing I know for sure, Evie Jones, and it's that I know nothing at all. So there you go. I beat you on that one.
I like it. Where did that saying come from?
I don't know. I've always said that. That's one of my favourite things.
Yeah, but that's come from somewhere. A movie?
Maybe. I think I wrote it in my book. I think that was like my
Sounds like
tagline.
something Jim Carrey would say.
Very poetic justice.
In Bruce Almighty or...
Oh, that is very specific. Shit.
It's very specific, isn't it?
God, that was good.
Anywho, love yous all.
Yes, love you all. Have the day that you deserve.
Have the day that you deserve.
Deserve. Sandwiches. See you next time.
Lunchtime.